Let's think how World War III could begin. Imagine a video of Russian President Putin declaring to launch missiles on the United States. But wait, it's not real. Deepfakes have already been used in the Ukraine war. But how dangerous could they become in the future? And how can you spot them? Ukraine's President Zelensky is seen addressing his nation mid-March 2022. He asks his citizens to lay down arms and surrender to the Russian invaders. This, of course, did not really happen. This video was the first example of a deepfake being used intentionally in the Russia-Ukraine war and was viewed by hundreds of thousands of people on social media.
The quality was fairly crude, and the Ukrainians had done a very good job of pre-bunking and preparing their population for these kinds of deepfakes. But again, it's a symptom of kind of what's going to be more frequently happening with higher degrees of realism than we've seen so far.
It's only the most recent prominent example of a deepfake being used for political reasons. This new method of media manipulation is based on machine learning and forging multimedia on a largely autonomous basis. Government officials are prime targets.
Politicians are arguably some of the most vulnerable people to being attacked by deepfakes because there is so much media of them out there already. There's lots of videos, there's lots of photos. And this is exactly what AI models will use when creating deepfakes to train and get better at replicating those people.
The most common deepfake is the face swap. Taken beyond the point of reality, we watch as former German Chancellor Merkel's face is swapped with ex-US President Trump's. Or here you see former Argentine President Macri, who has the face of an actor portraying Adolf Hitler put onto him. Although this deepfake is less refined than others, as you see the face slightly flashing during movements.
How well, for example, is a face blended onto a head? Is the lighting consistent? Are the lip movements consistent with the audio? These are all kind of classic areas where deepfakes still have some limitations as to how well they can replicate realistically human beings.
To show how far the technology has come, the US MIT Center for Advanced Virtuality produced a video of former US President Richard Nixon. Both his facial expressions and voice were synthesized so he could give a fake speech on the supposed death of famous Apollo 11 astronauts.
Neil Armstrong and Edwin Aldrin know that there is no hope for their recovery. They will be mourned by their families and friends. They will be mourned by their nation.
This never happened. Apollo 11 was a successful mission. None of the astronauts died, and Nixon did not give this speech.
The worst case scenario for me is when deepfakes get to a level where they are so photorealistic and so high quality that we are still completely in the dark as to whether it's real or not. And that's something which we're not quite there yet, but it's coming, and there's no doubt that we will reach that level of quality in the near future.
The good news, just as deepfakes are evolving, so are technical measures to spot them.
So one is deepfake detection. That's training an algorithm to basically pick up on visual signals in images or videos, or in audio, for example, as well, that the human eye or ear may not be able to pick up on. We've seen so far detection is getting better, but it's still nowhere near reliable enough to rely on in critical contexts.
Another solution is to have experts verify suspicious media.
And so that's the idea that we can authenticate media at the point in which it's captured and then track its provenance across its lifetime so that you can see where it's been altered or it's been manipulated.
While we're still quite away from World War III triggered by a deepfake, we need to be more vigilant and aware of the increasing advances the technology is making. Can you spot the difference between a real and deepfake? Leave a comment.